Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hey, how the heck is everybody? Welcome to the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Good morning or evening, afternoon, whatever the case may be in your neck of the woods. So, gosh, it's been a while. I think the last time I put up a podcast was the 22nd. So, right before Thanksgiving. So I guess there's a lot to catch up on, right? How was everybody's Thanksgiving? If you celebrate Thanksgiving, how was everybody's, November, end of November? Let's say that. And how has the beginning of December been for the people of the world? Man, there's a lot going on, right? There's always a lot going on. This isn't new. Since the world has started, we have always had stuff. There's always been drama, geez, look at, I feel like Rachel on Friends when I say this, but the days of yesteryear, look at back in like the Roman times when they, for entertainment, just for pure entertainment, they would watch two men fight to the death, like bloody death. I mean, jousting is very violent. It's just crazy. The world's always been at each other's throats, it seems. There's hate, disagreeing, fighting is not a new concept for sure, unfortunately. But, we do have to have it. It's kind of a necessary evil. Not hate necessarily. We don't necessarily need hate. But it's good to have anger. It's good to argue. It's good to fight sometimes. We need to have it. Just like all of the senses, we have to have the happy, the sad, the angry. We have to have the getting along and the fighting. We have to have the disagreements, and we have to have good communication. It's all balance, right? We need a little bit of everything. But there's definitely been a lot going on in the world for sure. But I'm going to start with the positive stuff. And that is, I have never really been this big fan of Christmas. I mean, that part's not positive, but I'm going to get to the positive. I'm going to get there. Just hang in with me. Christmas has been my least favorite holiday, mainly because people really put so much pressure and stress on it. They make it so much about driving around and making each family member happy because one family member doesn't want to be with another family member because they're arguing, or one family member doesn't want to drive because maybe they have kids, or another family member feels they don't have to drive because they're older and they don't like to drive. And so you end up driving all over the place, and it's not fun because you're just driving everywhere. And people complain about you're not spending enough time with them. And it's the pressure of buying gifts for each other. And what if they don't like the gift? And it just turns into about things and arguing and stress and pleasing everybody. My idea of Christmas has always been, and I've done this with my kids since they were very, very young. My idea has always been about playing board games, watching movies, and just hanging out with the family and staying in your pajamas and not stressing about getting a bunch of stuff. We get each other like a gift each. And we're all about stocking stuffers. Oh my God, my mom used to do the most amazing stocking stuffers. God, she was the best stocking stuffer. Mom, man, I miss those. She would do things like lottery tickets, scratch off tickets, and put underwear in there and socks. And she would put like little shampoos and just things that you need, but fun stuff and candies and all of that. But chapsticks and makeup and, that kind of stuff. And we would always do our stockings on Christmas Eve. But I love all the traditions that people have. But I used to make sure that my kids knew that it's about helping others. We were never, my kids, when they were growing up, their dad and I were definitely poverty. We were both working full time. I was even going to school part time to be a CNA, a certified nurse's aide. And so I was on welfare. And by the way, for the record, I've never said I was against welfare. So I don't want people to be like, hypocrite. Never said I was against welfare. I said I'm against people that their entire goal is to stay on it and they want to stay on it and they never try to get a job and they never try to do anything with themselves. I am not against people getting help when they are trying to work and trying to provide for themselves. Anyway, so we still, though, wanted to instill in our kids that Christmas and any other time should be about others. So we would do things like make cookies for the fire department or go to the assisted living facilities and pass out greeting cards and hang out with them and talk to them and visit with people that didn't have family around. Or we would make things for the military, make packages for the military. Or we would go and hand out blankets to the homeless. Or we would get those ornaments on the Christmas trees where you go and buy a toy for a kid or you donate clothing, stuff like that. And that is what I think Christmas should be about, or volunteering your time. I think everybody, not just about Christmas, I think everybody should do that periodically, volunteer their time, whether it's to go sit at an assisted living facility with a senior that maybe doesn't have any family and really could use the company. Trust me, I've worked in assisted living and memory care for 10 years, and my mom was there, so I know what it's like. And a lot of these people do not have family, or their family doesn't, maybe they have family, but their family lives far enough away that it's hard for them to get there and visit very often. So I highly suggest people go to assisted living facilities and pass out greeting cards and hang out with them because, gosh, the elderly have the best stories. They've been around longer than us, and they were around during times where there wasn't internet and a way to talk crap about people and bully people and spread misinformation and spread hate. I mean, granted, the internet does good things as well, of course. It can spread facts. It can spread love. It can get information out. I get that. But, they have a lot of things to share and a lot of wisdom they can impart on us. But I never liked Christmas because people just made it so stressful. And now to this day, now that I have grandkids, people are like, oh my gosh, I bet you're going to spoil your grandkids. And again, I'm just not about, that's not really my style, showing people that I love them by getting them things. I know there's all the 5 love languages, but I usually will show people I love them by doing things for them, by my actions, by my words. I will go out and, if they need groceries, I'll go get groceries for them or run errands for them or clean their house for them, stuff like that. I'm not saying that just because I do this, that you guys have to do that. I'm not saying that at all. Different people like different things. There's all the love language, but I just think that holidays, particularly Christmas, a lot of people turn it into driving around and having to go to different family members, and then the family members complain because they don't see them enough, and the poor kids are being drug around from house to house and not really getting to just relax and be a kid and open up presents. So even though I have a grandson, even though I have grandkids, I got them 3 presents each. And, they're not some gigantic presents. Usually I get them on birthdays and Christmases. I get them 2 presents each, and then I get them 1 present that's a together present. That's a present for all of them. And, like usually a game or something that they can do. And then with my grown sons, I get them 1 present each, and then I'll get their family, again, like a group family gift. But so now I'm growing to love Christmas as long as it's not about, stressing about gifts. But I love, 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 love. Oh, my God, I love Christmas lights. Love Christmas lights. They make me so freaking happy. And Christmas trees. Love decorating Christmas trees. Love seeing. I'm already incredibly nosy, as I've shared with you guys before. So if your windows are open, I'm looking in. I'm not going to lie. I will I'm not going to cause a wreck. I'm definitely not going to cause a wreck and stop in the middle of the road, but I will gooseneck. If you have your windows open, regardless if it's Christmas or not, I'm not being like a perv. It's not because I'm a perv. It's because I'm genuinely for real interested in how people's houses are decorated and how they spend their time and what they're doing. I'm just fascinated by that. I'm not going to be like in a tree with, binoculars, not like on Back to the Future, Marty McFly or anything like that. I don't know. I'm curious. People are fascinating. And look, if you're going to keep your windows open on a busy street, clearly you have to know that someone's going to eventually look in there, right? But when there's Christmas trees, oh my God, I walk a dog for one of our customers twice a week. And now that it's the holidays, people have their windows open, which is, love it. Oh my God, I get to get my Snoopy McSnooperson on and walk real slow. I give him longer walks now. He takes a lot longer walks because we look through those windows. But again, I don't stop and like put my face up against their window. My nose isn't like pressed against their window or anything. I'm not like in their yard. I'm on the sidewalk. And look, if you have your windows open and Christmas lights on, obviously people are going to look. So I do, like a normal person. But man, I love it. But it got me laughing and it reminded me of Christmas Vacation and Home Improvement, like Tim the Tool Man, because there are people that live in like HOA, where they have an HOA, and maybe in their contract, maybe they have to like put up decorations. Although I don't think you can force someone to put up Christmas decorations because that's a religious thing and not everybody celebrates Christmas. So I'm not sure that you can put that in an HOA or not. But it's hilarious to me because there are people that are like, I don't want to look like a Scrooge, so I guess I'll put up something, and they'll put up like a Christmas wreath, and then that's it, which is fine. I don't have anything against that. I'm just saying. And then there are the people that are like the movie Christmas Vacation, or like when Tim the Tool Man Taylor, they're like, oh, and they want to put up like as much, like the biggest, like everything. They want to put lights on the roof, as in like to cover the roof and around the roof and in the yard and on the walls and on the railings and on the doors and in just everywhere. And they want all the blow up inflatable things. But what cracked me up is like on Halloween, there was this house. It was so awesome that had this gigantic, I mean, we're talking two-story. Well, yeah, it was as tall as their two-story house, a little taller than their two-story house. A skeleton, not an inflatable one, not inflatable. Like it actually looked like a bone, like a skeleton with the bones, like the ones you would have at like a hospital. I forgot what those are called, but like, anyway, it was gigantic, over 2 stories. And then I was walking this dog, like I said, one of our customers' dog the other day, and I see this gigantic, probably like 1.5 story tall, inflatable, the blow up snowman. And then next to it was a smaller version of like little snowman. And I just cracked up because they also had like lights all over their roof, and they had like, their railings done, and on their porch they had everything. And then the people next to them had just one little wreath. I can't say that very well, but, and again, I'm not judging. I don't care what you have. It's just hilarious to me, the people that will go all out for holidays, that just love to celebrate them. And good for you, because again, I not only love Christmas lights, but I love Christmas trees, and I really want to go to, there's certain neighborhoods where I used to live in Seaside. There is a neighborhood that does the 12 days of Christmas. And if you live in these particular 12 homes, you have to participate in the 12 days of Christmas. And each house is assigned to one of the days, and they have to decorate their yard accordingly. And but it's really pretty. And then in Portland, there's Peacock Lane. And then you can go to the raceway, the Portland Raceway, and you can watch the Christmas lights and drive through. You drive through in your car and you listen to the radio. And the lights are they go to the theme of these songs on the radio. And Peacock Lane is all these very fancy houses that put up Christmas lights and stuff. And I love that. I love that kind of stuff. But I cannot stand Christmas music. There's like maybe 4 Christmas songs that I like. I like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I like Silver Bells. I kind of like, what's the Santa Baby? That's okay. But yeah, so Christmas is fascinating, and how people choose to decorate their house. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate anything at all, it's just fascinating. It is fascinating. So that's been on my mind. I am excited to go and look at Christmas lights. If you live in the area and your window is open, just know I'm going to be looking in it. Excuse me. Sorry. So that is something that's been on my mind, Christmas. Also, like I said, out in the world today, there's some stuff going on. And to me right now, it's getting to the point where I'm like, their side, our side, man, it's all bullshit. Like that scene on Can't Buy Me Love. Their side, your side, man, it's all bullshit. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Can't Buy Me Love, but great movie. But there's a scene on there that talks about how I feel right now. And it's like, right now, I don't care if you are a Democrat or a liberal or an independent or, a libertarian or an independent or a Republican or whatever. I don't care if you are black or white. I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care if you're Asian or Latino. I just right now care about the fact that the government, that the Biden administration and the Obama administration and the Clinton administration has proven to be a group of people that not only do not care whatsoever, they don't care at all about the American people. They don't care about its citizens and those that elected them and believed in them. They don't care about people that thought that they were here to help out hardworking, tax-paying people that hired them to do their job. And we believed that, well, not we, I didn't vote for them, but people believed that they would do their job because they believed that they cared about America. And unfortunately, that's not the case. American citizens have been hung out to dry and have been replaced by illegal immigrants. Veterans that fought for this country and had family members and friends die for our rights that we have are now being tossed aside for people that were not born and raised in this country and that did not come here the proper legal way. There are people who wanted to live in this country so bad. They really, really wanted to be American citizens, and they came here the right way. They came here legally. They filled out all the paperwork. They did all the things that were required to make them an American citizen. And all of their hard work and doing the right thing is being just spit on. That's not okay. It's not okay that there are people that are just tootling on over, just waltzing into America, while other people had to earn it, had to work hard to be an American citizen. They loved this country. They didn't come to this country to change this country. They didn't come to this country to talk about what a piece of shit it is and all of the changes that need to be made and to talk about what they deserve. They didn't start demanding things to a country that they just fucking walked into and then start demanding shit. The citizens that came here from other countries and did so the proper legal way came here because they liked the direction that America was going. They believed in America and how we do things here. And now that country that they spent so much time dreaming about coming to and then finally got here has completely changed into countries that they left, countries that they fled from. That is what America. Oh gosh, I'm glad that it's still recording. My son called while I was podcasting, and now I don't even know what I was talking about, man. See, this is why I need to actually have a normal setup. Like I said, I do have one. My kids got me an amazing one. I was ranting on about the world and shoot, you guys. Now I don't even know. Illegal immigrants and how they got here the correct way. And now it's just it's like they're being spit on. They're being spit on. All of a sudden, there's all these people coming in, and now places here, like Oregon, they're like, oh my God. And like in Chicago and all these sanctuary cities are all of a sudden going, oh my gosh, we have no place to put our families. We have no resources. We're running out of food. We're running out of resources. We're being robbed. Crime has gone up. Our own people are on the streets. Well, yeah, that's what you wanted. Boo-hoo. You wanted that. Not only did you want that, but you had the audacity to call people that didn't want that racist and deplorable and just shitty bad people. People that did not want illegal immigrants coming here and taking up all of the resources and taking up all of the shelters and kicking out our own citizens and our own veterans. Although veterans should never be in shelters. There should never, ever be a veteran in a shelter. They should always have their own apartment or own place to live. But we certainly shouldn't be replacing anybody with illegal immigrants and taking away resources from American people. But this is what you wanted, sanctuary Democrat cities and states like mine that I live in. This is what you wanted. You wanted it so much that you freaked out on all social media platforms and on the news and everywhere and went on and on about how disgusting, deplorable, evil, terrible, deplorable, racist, homophobic, fascist bigots we all are that didn't want illegal immigrants coming in because we knew what would happen. Because a 5-year-old could figure out, a person with half of a brain, a person who's been in a coma for a year and had like half their brain shot off would know the outcome of having thousands and thousands and thousands of illegal immigrants flooding cities. Anybody, again, would know what that's going to do. And now all of a sudden people are like, oh my God. Chicago's like, oh, we wanted to defund police. We were totally against police, rioting and picketing, and we were setting businesses on fire and stealing from businesses and beating each other up and causing mass destruction and mass chaos and telling everybody what pieces of crap they are. We didn't want any rules whatsoever. We don't want any regulations whatsoever. We don't want anyone to ever get denied drugs. We'll just make drugs legal. We'll make everything bad legal and everything good illegal. And we'll then turn around and then we'll welcome a bunch of illegal immigrants and then turn around and go, wow, we're like ruining our streets and like our businesses are going out of business. And we have no place to put our children, and we have no place to put our own homeless, and we have no food, and we're running out of baby formula and diapers, and the crime has gone up, and drugs have gone up, and fentanyl deaths have gone up. Yeah. And remember, You said that this is all peachy keen and this is what you wanted. Now, what the hell are we going to do? How are we going to push back? How are all of these people going to be deported? Good luck catching everybody. Good luck trying to, what are we going to corral them like a bunch of cow? We're going to get a bunch of herding dogs, going to get a bunch of border collies out there and try to herd them all together back on some freight train or some boat. I mean, come on. So many people are in at this point. What the fuck are we going to do? And there are people with track records. So that's cool. So you're letting terrorists and murderers and rapists and drug dealers in because that's great. And then now you're complaining about it. Now that there are so many people in that, again, like I've said before, it's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a hole in the Hoover Dam. It's just not going to work now. Now the damage has been done. It's irreversible. It's going to take someone with some balls to put the hammer down and say, get the fuck back to your country. And it's going to take people going to jail that need to be in jail. But this is a big disaster. It's a big, big mess. And I'm sick and tired of people making shit decisions after they have been told what is going to happen. They've been shown statistics. They've been shown facts. They have been told in good ways and bad ways. They've been told in kind ways and not so kind ways. They have been shown the facts, and they still chose to make the poor choices that they did. And then they want everybody else to be held accountable for their poor actions, for their poor choices. There is a lot of that going around in the world. My kids used to do that shit all the time. I'm sure I did that. We've all done that. But the problem is, the difference is my consequences didn't mean somebody loses their life. Because letting people like drug dealers and rapists and murderers in and terrorists in and robbers in means that people can lose their business or their child. My bad behavior didn't have consequences of death. I didn't drink and drive. I wasn't one of those people. So it boggles my mind that people are like, oh my God, this is about, just like Oregon. Oregon has now decided that they need to withdraw their whole notion of decriminalizing drugs. So if you get caught, shooting up heroin, literally, if you get caught shooting up heroin in Portland or Salem or just anywhere in Oregon, that's totally cool. You can just be doing drugs on the side of the road and you don't go to jail for it. You can be dealing drugs on the side of the road and you don't go to jail for it. And now, people thought, oh, well, if we make it legal, then it'll stop. And people will not be doing drugs on the side of the road because it'll be legal and they'll get bored with it. And I don't really know, honestly, what their thought process was. I'm just making it up. But now all of a sudden they're like, deaths from fentanyl has gone up. Deaths from ODing on heroin and methamphetamines has gone up. Crime has gone up. And there are quite literally, you have to step over drug users on the side of the road, on the sidewalks in Portland. So kids can't be, you can't be going to any businesses. I mean, poor businesses, you can't get business if there are crackheads outside your door. So now all of a sudden they're like, maybe this was not a good idea. Maybe we have to rethink this. I mean, again, we're the same state that has decided that you no longer need to read or write English. Speak it, read it, understand it. Who needs it, right? Same with adding. I mean, who needs math? Who needs to know how to read and write or do addition? I mean, we'll just be mimes trying to communicate, and we'll just, I don't know what Oregon's thought process is other than to say Democrats, again, want people to be stupid, because if they're stupid, they will vote for them and believe the corrupt, filthy crap that comes out of the Democrats' mouth, they'll believe it because they're spoon feeding it to a bunch of uneducated, illiterate idiots. So if they keep everybody stupid, then they still have a job. They still have a job. How disgusting is that? And yet we get called deplorable and disgusting and evil because we don't want illegal terrorists, murderers, rapists, drug dealers coming in to take the place of our tax-paying citizens that were born and raised here, or the ones that came here legally. Yeah, that makes me the bad guy. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm the bad guy because I care about and want protection for those of us that are working our ass off here in America. And we were born here or came here legally and don't deserve to be on the streets and I'm paying 25% in taxes right now. 25% in taxes right now. And they're trying to say that I won't get Social Security later. Oh, to fuck I won't. It's illegal. You cannot make it mandatory where I have no choice whatsoever to pay Social Security and have been paying Social Security since I started work at 14. You can't then say, we don't have any money left for you. Well, you're going to, because I've been paying into it. And I deserve it, and it was mine. And you don't get to decide. It goes to people that were not paying into it, have never paid into it, don't work, haven't been working, and aren't from this country. That's just not going to happen. But I keep getting told that's probably going to happen. I'm like, well, that's incredibly illegal. But of course, it doesn't matter with the government. It doesn't matter if you're in politics here in the States. It doesn't matter what country you're from. Politicians are dirty. They're dirty in India. They're dirty in Canada. They're dirty in Australia. They're dirty in Germany. They're dirty in Sweden. Politicians are politicians. They have each other's back. They don't even have each other's back. They have their own back. They're out for themselves. I'm sure people go into politics originally because they want to help the world and save the planet and all of that. But unfortunately, they get turned around by all of the corrupt crap, and maybe not even intentionally. Maybe they didn't mean to. But how sad is that? How sad that the countries that we live in, again, no matter what country you're in, how sad is it that the countries that we work in and try to believe in and get up every day no matter how bad we feel, and try to put effort into living and being kind humans and believing in our country and paying taxes or working in our country, and yet our government has no problem whatsoever kicking us and flicking us in our faces over and over and telling us lies and betraying us. And they go to bed sleeping really well in their nice, Egyptian cotton sheets. Ugh. Anyway, what else is on my mind? Well, December sucks because December, of course, is when my mom's birthday would be. And this is the second December now that I will not have her around. So that sucks. Plus Christmas. She loved Christmas. So celebrating Christmas and the holidays and her birthday without her is always hard. This is only my second year of having to do this. And I don't like it. And it's making me anxious. And it's making me think about how angry I am by all of the COVID regulations that were in place. And I had just watched a TikTok video about a gentleman that was saying, never forget what they did to us when they had our loved ones dying alone and scared. Keeping us from our loved ones when they were sick, not being able to touch them and hug them and comfort them. People had to die alone and scared with nobody around to comfort them. Seeing people on Zoom or through a window is not the same. Human contact is important. And I will never, ever, ever forget the fact that Kate Brown and the Democratic Party made children wear a muzzle, made them wear masks when a lot of kids have breathing issues. And of course, it turned out that they were unnecessary. They didn't work anyways. I just cannot believe that there is a government that would put out so much misinformation and mislead our country so bad and mislead other countries so bad that they did not care that people died from their lies and their misinformation. They tried to give us the whole eye off the ball thing while trying to kill us, while trying to force us to take vaccinations, trying to force us to shut down our livelihood, our businesses. What an evil, evil party. And I cannot believe that there are people still, to this day, that believe in Joe Biden. You have to be somebody who barely speaks English. You must have graduated from one of the Oregon high schools or California high schools. Because if you are such an idiot to believe in the Biden administration still, then you genuinely must have graduated from an Oregon or California high school because you're a moron. Sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I don't know why I said that. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for saying that because it's true. And sad. And I want people to remember this. I want people to remember that my mom used to call me when she was able to use a phone. Because remember, she wasn't able to use a phone because her dementia got so bad, so I couldn't even call her. But when we would talk on the phone, she would be crying and begging me to come see her and telling me how scared she was and how much anxiety she was having because she was alone and scared and did not want to die alone. Do you know how heartbreaking that is to hear? Do you know how heartbreaking it is to hear your mom begging you to come and see her? And I already said this, but I did. I was like, arrest me. I don't care. I will go to jail. I'm going to be here for my mom. I don't give a shit. Arrest me. But obviously I couldn't do that every single day. And then my mom got to where she couldn't even use the phone anymore. So I had to call and have them put the phone up to her ear. That is not the same. My mom listening to my voice when she's half out of it is not the same. I needed to be there for her, touching her, hugging her, looking her in the eyes, holding her hand. God, there's a garbage truck in the background. But holding my mom's hand. And a lot of people went through this. And this is not okay. And I want everybody to remember that that is what the Democratic Party has done to us. And they've always been pro-slavery, pro-uneducated idiot morons running around, pro-stealing our money and lying. They're the deplorable ones and calling us. It's like that whole eye off the ball thing. I don't want to lump Democrat people, the American citizens, all into one. I'm just saying the Biden, Clinton, and Obama party. I will say that. The Obama, the Biden, and the Clinton party are the evil, deplorable ones. I will not say Democrats because I have a lot of friends that are Democrats that I love very, very much. And I don't want to lump all Democrats together because I have many friends and people that are Democrats that I know, and I love them, and they're great people. So I apologize. I will apologize for lumping everybody all into one because that's not fair at all. Just like when everybody lumps, Trump supporters into being part of the Nazi or the KKK. That's just ridiculous. So no, of course, not all Democrats are bad. I will just say the Biden administration, the Obama and Clinton administration are pretty disgusting, though. But I take back. I'm not going to say Democrats are, because Democrats are not bad people. Everybody can be bad. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Some people are just assholes, and some people aren't. So those are the things that have been keeping me up. Those are some things on my mind. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I do have my Instagram. I do have my Twitter. I have my TikTok. I'm getting on Clapper. I've got my Facebook up again. So, visit. Say hey. Let me know what is on your mind. So, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Man, it means a lot. I appreciate it greatly. Until next time, thanks for joining the Ramblings of an Insomniac.